Yo, what's up guys, Zephyr here, and welcome to my Natasha Support Build. Obviously, if you couldn't get the gist, we're building Natasha to her full support capabilities, and getting that HP and healing way up for when you get in trouble, you can heal all of your allies back to full HP. Now, if you don't know how Natasha works, she's a very simple unit, purely based on just healing, and just scaling off of your max HP. So obviously with your skill, healing your ally for that specific amount of percentage. Obviously mine's only 8.7 because she is only upgraded to level 5. Again, her skills are pretty much self-explanatory. Everything you expect from a healer type in these kind of games. You know, mass heal as ultimate, sub-skill being a single heal, and obviously your basic attack. And then your talent, which is actually pretty big for a 4-star unit, is when allies get under that 30% threshold on their HP, Natasha's outgoing healing gets boosted by 30%. And the fact that this also scales and, you know, jumps up with your other already outgoing healing stats, meaning that you get a flat 30% on top of your already statted up outgoing healing, this could be huge. And it really gives that burst healing to your either low teammates or like that mega heal you do with your ultimate. And obviously her technique being honestly kinda okay. I mean, it's nothing that crazy. There's definitely other better options you can start off a fight with, but for what it is, and for her having one, it's fine. Now when it comes to Lightcones for Natasha, she is very flexible with a lot of them, though the major 3 that stick out is obviously going to be Times Waits for Nobody. This is just amazing Lightcone for any kind of support hero. Being able to scale with max HP and outgoing healing, then to get it all over again. Then when an actual ally attacks, a random attacked enemy takes additional damage equal to 36% of the recorded outgoing healing value. A really good pick for any kind of support. Obviously though, if you are not going the 5-star Lightcone Gacha Relic, or I'm sorry, Lightcone, then Post-Op, Cornucopia, and Quid are also really good options. Post-Op being her obviously dedicated Lightcone, though it's honestly okay. Something that if you have it, use it, but I wouldn't exactly, you know, spend money or dedicate your whole gacha just to get this. Obviously Cornucopia being a really good free-to-play option. I mean, getting a 12% on one constellation or refinement, and then if you're bringing it up to max level, which this being a blue like 3-star Lightcone, you get loads of these things. So getting up to this 5-star, or I'm sorry, Constellation 5 or Refinement 5 could be huge. So if I had to give you something to stay away from, obviously it'll be perfect timing. I mean, rare effect res by 60% and then increases outgoing healing by an amount. I mean, if you truly want to go down that route, be my guest, but I would not say it's exactly practical. But you know, if for some reason you have a high effect res on one of your artifacts, or I mean relics, and you want to go down that route, be my guest. Same goes for Warm Storm and Cold Nights. I don't really think this is all that good because having to use basic attacks, I mean, you won't exactly be basic attacking with Natasha. I mean, and if you do, it'll either be for like a break or physical. So you won't exactly be doing damage, you're more doing it for the actual break value. So I would honestly stay away from this. Fine Fruit's also okay. I wouldn't exactly use it though, but I mean, if you really need energy, actually I scratched that. Please do not use Fine Fruit. I mean, you get 6 energy for all allies at the beginning of your fight, and that's it. I mean, there is really not any kind of like benefit from using this. I mean, if you if you really want to use it, then be my guest, but I would not recommend using it. Fortification, however, is honestly not that good, but if you want to build for some reason a physical, you know, basic attack Natasha, then be my guest and use this. Though for this build, that is not what we're aiming for, so I would not recommend using it. Oh yeah, I mentioned Quid Pro, but I should probably go into more detail about this. Quid Pro is honestly okay. Again, I would rather have more HP or, you know, healing bonus than like energy recharge, at least for my Lightcones. So again, if you need energy that bad, or you need to really boost up your teammates' energy to where you just want to nuke everything with ultimates. Now for Relics, we're obviously going for Passerby of Wandering Cloud. This is the only like real dedicated support healing artifact that's actually in this game right now, or I mean relic. So this is really our only option right now. So unless down the line Hoyoverse or, you know, Star Rail releases some more relics that are more dedicated to healing, this is what we have right now. But with that, the main two, both your heads and your hand, are already set main stats. So either being HP and then attack, but your body and feet could be randomized out of a list of substats. So for your body, you would want to go for either HP percentage or outgoing healing boost. Just kind of scale it to whatever you need most right now. So if you see that you're really low on HP or vice versa, make sure to scale it or pick it or grind it out for that substat or for that main stat, I'm sorry. And for your feet, again, it'll be either HP or speed. And speed in this game is one of those universal substats that I say is good for literally anybody. Being able to get another turn or be ahead of your enemy's turns over and over again with a higher percentage is nice, meaning that you'll be able to get more heals off. So I don't exactly think this could ever be a bad thing unless you're trying to like to speed tune your team. Then you'll know what to do by then if you're speed tuning, because that's a whole dedicated thing in itself. No, for actual ornaments, I don't have it unlocked in this count, but you'd want to use the Fleet of the Ageless, which increases the wearer's max HP by 12%. And then when the wearer's speed gets to over 120, it boosts all attacks from allies by 8%. Now this could be absolutely huge. Again, more damage for your team is always good. More damage numbers, bigger damage numbers. Enemies die faster. And again, more max HP is always good for a character like Natasha. Again, scaling off of that max HP. And for actual substats for both relics and ornaments, again, the basic stuff, HP, speed, and even effect res, or even flat HP, though those last two, I would say, are coping, if you get them, fine. But if you had to grind out two of them, or as your type priority, it would obviously be HP and speed. Crit damage, crit rate is something that I don't exactly think would be good on Natasha, since, healing can't crit or do crit damage, you don't get more healing if you get that crit. So, and unless again you're building a physical Natasha, which isn't the point of this video, then you wouldn't exactly need crit rate or crit damage. So those two are just automatically out. So again, if you need just a quick run through of what you should aim for when it comes to your ornaments and relics for substats: HP, speed, effect res, or flat HP. Any of those can be good. Honestly, you could probably even throw defense in there at this point, because I would say defense has more of a purpose than crit damage or crit rate or attack or anything like that. So obviously just aim for the stuff that will keep you alive longer or just buff up your healing and you'll be fine. Now, traces are one of those things where, if I'm reading this correctly, you can have unlocked all of them by the time you get to endgame. So it's not exactly something you get to pick and choose. You're going to unlock all these skills by the time you reach endgame or whenever. But if I had to choose some skills to prioritize, it'll be always your ultimate and your skill, and then honorable mention, and honestly something that I feel like brings a lot of benefit or just really carries Natasha is being able to remove a debuff from your target ally using a skill. Now obviously this is something you need to unlock after quite a bit into the game, not that far, but you have to get past at least like one world first. But once you do get this ability or the chance to actually unlock it, please do. Being able to remove one debuff from an ally using your skill, which is something you're going to be spamming anyways, is absolutely massive. So make sure to get that ultimate up, get that skill up. Don't really worry about your basic attack. Again, you won't really be doing that. So, if you had to really choose, it'd be these two. And obviously get your bonus ability up. And obviously healer, Natasha's outgoing healing, increase it by 10%. Outgoing healing is always good to have, so make sure to get that. And recuperation is honestly okay. I mean, increases the skill continuous healing effect for one turn. It's fine. It's something that you'll get when you get, but I wouldn't say it's all be all end game changing. This changes everything kind of thing. It's just good to have, And moving on to the final thing, constellations. Now, as you can see, I'm kind of in a bias here when it comes to her because I have 4 constellations of her, meaning that I'm already gaining huge value just off constellations alone. And honestly, I would not worry about all the other ones. 2 out of 6. The only one I'd say is not really a must-have, but will make your Natasha go from like B tier to high A, is C1. After being attacked, if the current HP percentage is 30% or lower, heal self for one time to restore HP by an amount equal to 15% of your max HP plus 400 on top of that. Now, this is your failsafe or your little net that'll catch you if you fall. So the reason why this is so good is if you reach that 30% threshold, your Natasha will immediately go into a turn and use her ability, her skill, to heal herself all the way back up. And if you are building her right and you have huge amounts of HP and outgoing healing bonus, that HP will become, or I'm sorry, that heal will become a full heal. You could get so much health back to where like it's like you're starting the fight all over again. You're at like base max HP, all from a skill, you know? Like it's like you just popped so much healing out of nowhere, and now your healer is back to being able to fight and heal. So it's massive. It's absolutely huge in game. I've had a couple times where my Natasha has reached that threshold, and to see her go from like 700, or sorry, like 250 health all the way back to 2,000 or 1,700, just like that, and then for me to go back to my next character and she still gets a turn, is absolutely huge, and I think it's game changing. And it what makes her, again, from a B tier unit to like at least a high A. Again, her other constellations aren't bad. They're actually really good, but I mean, it's something that you don't need to prioritize on. It's more if you have it, then great. But if you don't like get too bothered by it. You only really do this one. That'll just bring her survivability all the way up. So besides that, besides C1 or E1, everything else is just bells and whistles. And that's it. Natasha is an absolutely fantastic healer. I honestly love her way more than, you know, someone like March. I like being able to actually have HP up than a shield, because I feel a little squishy with March shields, or, you know, if March shields can't get up as quickly as they're attacking me over and over again, March shields won't do that much. But if you have like a dedicated healer as an ultimate where you could bring them everybody back up to max HP, I think it's a bit more reasonable, or, you know, a lot better for the team. And yeah, thank you for watching. I hope you like this, and more builds coming soon. Thank you, and bye-bye.